All right, this is 7th grade science, lesson 3, investigation 2, investigating solubility. We just did part 1. Now we're going to move to part 2, which is the solubility of ink. So we are going to test Sharpie, wet erase, and ink pen, which is a flare pen, in all of these different solutions or liquids. So water, hydrogen peroxide, isopropyl alcohol, mineral oil, and vinegar. In the data table below, write Y if the ink dissolves in it, and write N if the ink does not dissolve in it. Okay? So what we need to do is we have these little plastic pieces. It's actually part of a cup that we cut. And what we're going to do is take our pens. Each pen has a letter on it to remind you of what to write. So for A, you put it at the bottom of the Sharpie. B, at the bottom with vis-a-vis. This is called a wet erase pen or marker. And then we have our flare pen to write the C. And that one's really hard to see. I did write them up here on these others. You have 5 little pieces of plastic that we're going to use and 5 different liquids. So the first liquid we're going to do is water. So we're going to take this, we're going to put it in this beaker of water and hold it for 10 seconds. Submerge the letters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And as you can see, B and C dissolved. I can dip them a little more. And A did not dissolve. So I'm going to put that off to the side and record my data. So Sharpie did not dissolve, and wet erase and ink pen did. Now I'm going to do hydrogen peroxide. Let me clarify that a little bit. Hydrogen peroxide is right here. So we're going to take another little card, count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And as you can see, A stayed, B and C washed off in hydrogen peroxide, which its chemical formula is H2O2. So same result as water, NYY. Isopropyl alcohol. Isopropyl alcohol is in this one. So we're going to take our little piece of plastic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you can see that B and C did come off, and A is still there. A is a little fainter actually. If I dip it a little longer, the A actually starts to come off. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm going to count that A does dissolve in it. And just for comparison, if you look the difference, this is the isopropyl alcohol and this is the water. So it did dissolve in it, it just didn't wash off. Okay, the mineral oil. This is our mineral oil here. We're going to take our letters, put them in the mineral oil. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And C came off. Actually, none of them really came off. I don't know if you can see that. You can still see the C on there. So A and B and C. I'm going to say they all did not dissolve. Because the C definitely, I can still see the dots on there. And then for A, B, C, and again the C, you can see very faint. I'm going to do vinegar last. This is our vinegar. Put it in there for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you can see that A stayed and B and C dissolved. Okay, that's in the vinegar. So no, yes, yes. So that is part 2, solubility of ink. We can see that Sharpie, it can only be dissolved by isopropyl alcohol, and mineral oil doesn't dissolve any of the inks. And yeah, thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you again.